Well, Robin has been an ambassador for the fight against domestic violence and working on behalf of survivors. And she and our foundation, When Georgia Smiled, the Robin McGraw and Dr. Phil Foundation, are devoted to helping victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse. She's a role model for all women and has made it her life's mission to ensure women and children live healthy, safe, and joy-filled lives. Now, Robin also shares a connection with my next guest. It was only 4 years ago when Terra fatally stabbed her estranged stepfather, John Meehan, 13 times after he attacked her. At the time, her mother, Deborah, was in hiding from the man who ended up being an abusive and manipulative con artist. Terra and her mother's story garnered notoriety with the hugely successful podcast and scripted series, Dirty John. Please welcome a dear friend of Robin's, Terra Newell. Hey, Terra.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today.
Good to see you. You've been listening to everything we've been talking about.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
And this is really what we're down to focusing on right now is really coping with, digging out of, handling the aftermath of these horrific traumas that you have to go through and deal with. And you saw your attack was a clear case of separation assault. You believe he was trying to hurt you and to hurt your mom, no question about it, right?
Yes, no question about that.
These kind of injuries, these kind of psychological damage and injuries, these just don't go away. They have to be managed, true?
When you go through trauma, after the attack, you're in fight or flight mode. And that's when you get these triggers. It brings you back to the event, and then you're in that mode. So you need to really rewire your brain to not have those triggers and also kind of figure out what your triggers are.
You know, you see women that fight through this, and a big part of it is replacing the obsession with it, the domination of their thinking with it, with getting back to their lives and getting back to a career, getting back to parenting, getting back to joy, getting back, and you know that's what you work on through the shelters and rehabilitating these women in their lives.
That's right, and that's one thing that I've really been so impressed with Terra, because she endured witnessing the abuse of her mother and for years, and knew that she couldn't really do anything, and then it finally ended with her abuse and her having to end his life. So it was of course, very traumatic for her over a period of time and then ending with such a traumatic event. And over the last 4 years, Terra has done such an amazing job of working through her trauma by giving back to others and doing what she can to help herself, help her mother, but also creating a way to give back to others and help others who are also survivors. And I've just been so impressed with Terra's hard work and her great hope to help others. So she's done that in many ways, especially with a podcast and in so many ways, and really doing a beautiful job. So I'm so proud of Terra.
Thank you so much. I love your light so much.
Thank you.
You know, one of the things that we talk about is, you know, Terra mentioned that it really gets down to rewiring your brain. You really change your internal dialogue and what you say to yourself about what happened and in response to triggers that take you back to what happened. And as Robin points out, it really helps to pay it forward and help other people because that's very gratifying, true?
Yes, a lot of my healing has come through helping others.
Well, hey there, thanks so much for watching. And while I have you, do you have a story or a question for me? If so, I do want to hear from you. Click on the link in the description and tell me what's going on. You just might end up right here with me on the show. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Click that little red button below. You know you want to. What are you waiting for? Do it!